Now I know you can hear me. Now I know you can hear me. You hear the echo? No, you can hear me. You hear the echo? I know you can hear me. You hear the echo? I know you can hear me. Oh, you hear the echo? I know you can hear me. Oh, you hear the echo? 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 I love it. 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 Welcome back to Gear Chat U. Back to Gear Chat University, people. Sometimes, I'm just, well, I tell you, in hindsight, I'm sitting up here thinking, I don't understand, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because this has happened to me when I used to, do videos and the battery would run dead or storage would run out. I'm up here rapping. I mean, I'm up here just doing all kind of shit, and I look at the, it died or whatever. So, but anyways, duh. I mean, really, duh. I didn't know it's live, so that live stuff is kind of throwing me off. It's how I do everything is off the cuff, so. I didn't know that all I had to do was open up a doggone window and just check the doggone audio. Duh. So afterwards, I thought like, oh, I tell you. So obviously, I know y'all. I know you hear me now. Ain't gonna be no excuses this time around. However, I'm not gonna take that video down because I looked at it. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm saying, but my expressions, like I'm all animated, and so I'm like, hopefully, somebody will lip sync it and just have fun with it. But whatever, it is what it is. Let's get to it. The Drum Brute, is it worth it 1 year later? Now, real quick, because somebody asks, is it worth it? And actually in them 47 minutes, I did all this talking, and I don't even know if I answered that question. To be like, quite honest with you, I mean, I didn't just come out and just say if it is or isn't. I think I talked all around the bush about how it's you know, um, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this first. How I said it the last time is that when I pulled it out a couple of days ago, I did not have the same jubilee I had when I first got it. When I put it in and played, I'm like, oh, okay. So I mean, sonically. So, uh, yeah. But where it shines at is where you're gonna have to do some processing with the outs and affecting it in post or whatever. Just doing some kind of audio processing with it to make it sound better. At that point, however, um, it's a winner. I just feel like it can be a little cumbersome because you're gonna have to like if you're gonna take advantage of these outs, that ain't just either you work like that, cool. Otherwise, I mean that's just not you just not waking up on a Tuesday and just hooking up, 8 outs to 8 pedals or cents and I mean it's a dope concept, but I'm just saying it's something that you in my mind you have to kind of like plan for like or even if you just do it, you got to do it. Like that ain't nothing you just off the cuff. So I kind of just feel like it can be cumbersome. Um, but whatever. I mean, with that being said, I still think I still say it's still, I guess I'm hesitant to say that it's still worth it. I don't know. Maybe feel a little reserved about saying that. At this point, maybe the true value of it is about 350. I mean, Arturia, I'm not. I hate to do this to y'all. I mean, I really want this to be a winner, but the fact of it is, it it by itself is a little slacking. The TR-08, I believe, will have a better shelf life. So if you're looking for a drum machine in that price point, This drum brute is unique because you're not going to find any. There's nothing else like it at this price point. So for that, yes, it is worth it because what else? Where's the competition? Well, the TR8 is the closest thing. I just feel like TR8 is probably going to give you a better shelf life because you have, and it's not even as dope as it could be because it has. See, rolling, man, man, rolling. I don't, y'all do some things good, and then y'all just so finicky. But the TRA could be so much doper. It has 16 slots, right? So you could have like 16 kicks. Right now, to my last knowledge of it, because I don't own it, but to last I known, it has the 808, the 909, the 707, and the 606 or something like that, I believe. That's four kicks. I mean, it's 12 slots open. Now, I haven't checked. I don't know if by chance they have done an update or allowed, or if somebody has hacked it and allowed for you to load samples. But why are they not letting you put samples, load samples? Why haven't they opened it up for all the other kick sounds? And y'all dirty for charging $100 for the. Come on, man. But okay, whatever. Everybody got a little do a little milking. Um, so I don't know. I just kind of feel like the TRA could be even better. So maybe in the future they will actually do something to make it better. But as of right now, you know, I still say for this price point that you're probably gonna get a better deal. Wow. Okay. Oh wow. Man, that mud came through clearer than the mud. Doggone. I was talking the wrong side the whole way. Here we go. Shotgun Mike. So yeah, you know, um, I think it'll be a better option for you in the long run to probably get the TR08. Getting this, you're opening up your mind in terms of creativity because of what you can do with it. But you're gonna have to do that though. That's the thing. And so, it gets a little whatever from there. All right, let's get straight to it. Let's get and I got a fly trolling me that I thought I killed. Dag nabbit. Oh, is anybody saying anything? What we got here? What we got here? Nobody saying nothing? We are from in the house. What's going on? Okay, look. Yes. How I want to start off every live stream for certain is listen. If you have recently um, received that piece of gear that you've been lusting over, I don't care if it was $2 or if it's $2,000, whatever it was. If you got something in the last 30 days, if you got something in the last 30 days, if you got something in the last week or in the last day. I hope you are happy with the purchase and you are, basically having a good time, whatever piece of gear that is. So, shouts out to you, whatever that may be. If it is, and you in the chat room, let it be known so we can talk. I mean, so we can shout it out. Congratulations to you. Let's get right to it. And I'm a little. Okay, I don't know why I'm hearing that. I don't like that. All right, hold on, people. All right, let's get straight to the comments from last week. We have Collab IU, I believe it's pronounced. Um, he commented, I want to use the brute zap to trigger the pocket operator 12 kick. Don't know how possible it is. I do not believe that is possible. I believe the pocket operators basically operate pretty much off of sync, and that's pretty much it. And you have to sync them in a certain order. To my last knowledge, you can't even really sync them, you know, like interchangeably. It has to go on a certain chain. But so I don't think that's gonna be possible. If I'm wrong on that, please, anybody, let that be known. If I am lying, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. But if I don't know what I'm talking about, if it is possible, let that be known. I like this name. I'm just this kind of lets me know you up here with it. You kind of cerebral, if I say that correctly. Interstellar frequencies. I like that. Also, I believe he commented. Also, I believe the synth gods are Moog, DSI, Dave Smith Instruments, and Oberheim. The history of them is strong, and now they can make livings off of synth, off of the synth game, even though they have high price synths. They also are usually gear in the everyone has category. Everyone who is like famous, that is. Roland and Korg, I think, unless they start innovating, are dead in the synth world. Hyphen Agent J. Agent J. That last part though, Roland and Korg being dead. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. However, when you compare it to the first part you said, Moog, DSI, and Oberheim being like the basically the guys or the pinnacle, the peak. Um, but wasn't it Roland and what Yamaha and Korg that was big in the '80s and the '90s with synth? Um, so I kind of agree that when you compare Roland and Korg synth to Moog, DSI, and Oberheim, there is a difference. So when you comparing it to those two to each other, yeah, I kind of agree with you there. But to say they're dead, I don't know if I say that. A Korg is quickly. I mean, dude left. I mean, like he announced, yeah, I'm about to take my talent somewhere else or whatever he did, transition, whatever. I don't know what he did. I guess he's still there, but not doing. I don't know. All I know is it seems to be obvious. Like the production line just kind of stopped, and it feels like a show hoe, a gear hoe from Korg. I mean, they had run, a nice run. I wish the Electribe was actually the one they came out with is just completely different. I like it. There's things about it I love, but it's a different box than the other Electribe, Justine as I call her, the red one. With that metal in the tube. Oh my god, that is my MPC. That was my, you know, because I didn't have an MPC at 2XL or whatever. So my first sampler was that, um, and it's dope. I mean, it's got like this. The font on it kind of looks like. I always thought it kind of looked a little kiddish, like it looks like it's a toy, like it ain't serious. But yes, that Joker is serious. Uh, 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 with that being said, it does have some limitations. So I was really hoping that they would have updated that one. But seeing how dude gone, like all of them dreams is probably Rap City. It's not happening. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, I mean, Moog and I just thank Moog for making something for the common man like me, making products that are, a little. I mean, Dave kind of gave us a little something. Now Oberheim, I don't think that man. He ain't. If I'm wrong, I mean, I know nothing out now that's like you got to spend. You ain't got nothing really for the common man or just the guys on the you know entry level or however you want to phrase that. He don't really got nothing. So, but whatever. DJ Curb Cutter, I like that name. I had a drum brute, got rid of it, and after 6 months. And that seems to be, dude. You're not alone by no means. I think a lot of people got it and dished it, and that was kind of like I was surprised because everything that I thought that I saw initially me right away, like those outs, like that's it. And I guess when people got it, I'd imagine it was the sonics of it because the functionality is there. I think it's more the sound. And I mean, so DJ Carb Cutter, why did you at 6 months? I mean, you had it for a nice. That's a nice amount of time for you to get it and be like, nah, I don't want this. The kick. His next comment was the kick just didn't do it for me, and I get it. I mean, kick number two is definitely the best kick. I mean, there's no question about that. But that decay is just so disappointing. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. So, and then kick. Should actually sound better. I think the snare actually sounds all right. Yeah, the kicks just didn't do it. So I get it. I get it. Let me check my audio. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, I got it. I'm still coming through clear. All right. So the next comment from DJ Curb Cutter, and the hats were lifeless. Just my opinion. Someone else might groove with it. Listen, my favorite sound on here are the maracas and the tambourine. That is like I am. I mean that just sounds so dope to me. The maracas and the tambourines by far my favorite sounding thing. But with that being said, you could just go buy some maracas. I'd imagine for what 20, 30, $40, and and a tambourine for about the same price, and just record it live into your mix. So it might be better just to. I mean, I probably should anyway have some percussions anyway. I don't know why I don't, but I'll be yes. So uh-huh. So yeah, my favorite song on here would be that. Um, so the hats, I get it. They're I mean, I kind of, when that decay is short, it's not snappy enough. It's definitely the best hi hats I've heard are modular hi hats. Man, modular hi hats are just, oh my god, like modular hi hats be head man. I love them. All right. So next comment, we go moving on to Sean Pickett. Sorry I missed the live stream. You did that one live stream too last week. However, now this is the redo. John G, the MVP. One take wonder, take two. So yeah, we back with a actual audio. Me. I know y'all can hear me because I got a little audio. I got visual feedback. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sean commented, "Sorry, Mr. Live Stream. It don't matter, man, if you did it or not, because I'ma still get at you in the comments. So it's all to the good." I tried the drum brew and it was definitely a high lust item, but when I had a Guitar Center gift card burning a hole in my pocket, I went with the circuit. It wasn't anything against the drum brew. It's just the circuit fits better with my life. I needed something portable and the circuit gives you a lot for a battery powered groove box. Sean, sir, you made the right choice. Of course, the circuit is going to benefit you so much more down the line because you can make a full beat. You can do a full production. You can, all you gotta do after that is start singing, rapping, or whatever you're gonna do. But you can load samples. You got drums and synth. Yeah, and it was cheaper, so it's I was kind of like actually a no brainer. Like if I'm standing there going, eh, 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 you got to go. I'm not getting you, and I'm saving money. All right. I don't know if I'm saying this first part of the name correctly. I'm probably mispronouncing him. You all know I can't talk. Um, Anub Schaefer. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm not trying to. Anaba, Anhba, Anaba Schaefer. I believe that's it. Anaba Schaefer commented. I keep going back to your Drumbrute vids, and I'm still fence sitting. I have some equipment that can play intimate percussion sounds if I want to add them in, but in general, I'm doing the atmospheric space ambient thing these days and don't feel the need for percussions in those environments. Like you, I don't have the space to have everything set up and then just patch things together. So I'm considering all that equipment as tools in a toolbox or maybe specialized Lego pieces. When you create, you don't always use every tool or the Star Wars pieces on making buildings, the ones that don't get to play stay in the box. Hyphen, I mean, quotations, parentheses, closet shelf. I could go on and on. You raised a few points that I'll be interested in hearing more about down the road, especially regarding Korg, Korg. I gotta go back to that video. Korg. Korg Voca. Man, I wish I could just do more. Man, I just feel like, but I heard they got more vocals coming. We'll see. I could throw in a Moog too. I'll be going to Vietnam in 2 weeks to get away from the cold, wet in the Pac Northwest for the winter, but we'll check you out when I can and the Wi Fi is available. I've said it before, this is my favorite music channel. It gets me thinking, and the music is definitely not typical hyphen or slash boring. Keep the faith, respect, apologize for all the novella. Man, no apologies needed. None whatsoever. Thank you, sir. As far as now, let me just dive right into it because if you're making atmospheric space music, yeah, you don't need no drum brute. However, if you were to get a drum brute, you could make that kind of music with the outs and affecting things that way. And you could do some real interesting thing. However, you're gonna have to get all those pieces of gear. So with that being considered, I don't think it just doesn't make sense. I mean, if you're looking for like a something that's like a one-stop shop, now that Terrazin or the Terraze for the same price, man, now that will definitely give you the ability to make some nice atmospheric and space ambient noises. Not to mention you can craft drum sounds out of that too. So for the same price point, I would say that is, dude. I mean, I'm thank you, Dave Smith. Thank you, Pioneer, for that piece of gear. And I was gonna pass on it. I looked at it, it wasn't it didn't have enough knobs for me when I first saw it. I'm like, what is this? Two knobs? Get out of here. Y'all want five? Pfft, please, never. And be honest with you, I just kept, because I observed people and I'm looking, and it was the way Corey over at B Boy Tech Report, he had said it about 3 4 times, but that last time he said it, I just kind of like peeped the way he was like, "Yo, man, yo, he got that. He from Chicago. We saw he from New York a little bit with the Stoner Parker filter. So I mean Steiner Parker filter. So he said that the way he talked about the effects and the sound was the way he talked about it. Like Like, ooh, ooh. So I was like, huh, ooh, okay, wait a minute. And then he was like, if you're a knobby person, you might not like it because it don't have the knobs. But however, everything is accessible in the menus. And take that and couple with me going over Corso House and playing with uh he has a Prophet 8. And this was one voice of the 8 or the 6 or whatever. I go over there, I'm like, ooh. So then I couple that with what he said, and then that was like, all right, I gotta take a chance on it. So for that same price, dude, yes, I would recommend you to get that versus definitely don't get this. I mean, no disrespect, Arteria, but for what he's trying to do, it's gonna take too much work for y'all to. I mean, it's gonna take not too much work. It's just gonna take for you to be putting in that work to craft it out. It's possible, but it's gonna take for you to craft it out. Next comment, Brian Rodman. Brian commented, looking to buy my first drum machine. The Drumbrute and the Roland TRO-8 are the two that I am considering. I am primarily a guitar player and have a nice selection of effects pedals. The fact that the Drumbrute has a separate outs really makes me lean towards getting it because of the ability to manipulate all the individual sounds with its separate outputs. Any advice? Well, since you are a guitarist and you have all those pedals, I think since you don't already, I mean, you already got it and you don't probably mind having that setup. I'm just envisioning you sitting there with the guitar and you'll lay out the pedals. So it wouldn't be nothing for you to throw down the drum brew and then being able to affect those sounds with the drum machine. However, my question to you is, what is your guitar going to go through then? Because you don't have to put everything through an out, but if you use 4 or 5 outs, are you going to still have a pedal left over for your guitar? So I would say, um, because you are a guitarist and you have the pedals already and you already are probably used to a certain setup, the Arturia Drum Brew probably is going to be a go for you. Now, if you're talking about just the Drum Brew versus the TRO-8, just them two, I would have to say the TRO-8 over the Drum Brew. Remember, is it might, especially if you are rocking a lot of pedals, it might serve you an advantage point of being able to do some very interesting things with taking those pedals and then taking the outs and then doing some things like that. So I think that could be a leg up if you're like if you're looking at it in a competitive realm. If you have two guitars and one guy has a TRO-8 and you got the drum brew, like what things can you do that he just ain't gonna be able to do? So that's how I would look at it. All right, next comment. Moving on back to interstellar frequencies. I've owned one twice. Twice. Sold it both times. Let's get into this. Just the start of that tells me a lot. Okay, I've owned one twice and sold it both times. I may be repurchasing it for the third time, though primarily due to the fact there are no drum machines I can get that compete with this thing for that price. The next level from this, in my opinion, are huge leaps up to something like a Tanzabar, which is hard to find, or a Rhythm and Tempest. That price ranges from 450 to 1440 to 2000 though. Unless someone shocks us all at NAM, this is Agent J. Um, the fact that you and I get it is because there is, other than the TRO-8, there is no competition for this style of drum machine. However, my leg over here falling asleep, man. However, I would say the TR-8, or maybe even the Vocal Beats, or even a Tomcat, um, could serve a purpose for now. You know, And as much as I don't like the snare on the drum, I mean on the vocal beats, it's because of the size, the footprint of it. I can't tell you how I use it so much just because of that. And it functions in a very good way. It sounds good. Does not sound bad, it just doesn't have a great snare. But I grab it a lot because of that footprint. And it's almost got me starting to feel like I'm probably gonna take a stab at maybe a Roland 909 or that Roland TR 08 or the 808. I don't know. I mean, obviously the TR 08 would be the better deal. However, like I said, it's the fact of it being that size. I just grab it a lot and use it a lot because of that. So, um, yeah, I would say, as opposed to maybe getting that, just it's not going to solve your drum um, problem. Like, it's not gonna like a beats is not gonna compare to a rhythm or a tempest. Like it's not gonna compete with that. That is next level. But it can be like a stepping stone. You get that now, and you or whatever, however much time, whatever kind of parameter you put for yourself, or you save the money, whatever the case may be, then you get that next level gear. So that's what I would say to that. Shed. Next commented the snare. The drum brute needs a better snare. The snare. The snare. Yeah, I agree. There's no doubt about that. Um, I would just like to see. You know what? I've never. It's still being sold and makes me feel like it's a reason that Elisa's 16 and the Elisa's 24 drum machines are like 10 years old and they still making it. That Boss drum machine that they still making that's like 10 years old and they won't come down on the price. That must just never on sale. Like Rolling, whatever they charge, they just that's what it is. I don't care if it's 30 years from now, it's gonna be that price. Like, come on, man. Ain't no sales either. Come on, man. Y'all tripping on certain stuff. Like Boss, they just whatever division that is of Rolling, boy, they don't be playing. But yeah, that one drum machine just stayed the same price. So I've been like contemplating like 150 for it. I mean, I think it's like 119 or 130 or something. Because it's gonna give you just some different drum sounds. Um, and I kind of feel like I might get it, but yeah, I agree, Shed. The snare on there is needing better. I would love to see the Voca. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I probably will say it again and again. But I would love to see Korg do the second version of everything that they've done, and then not to mention the Voca XL because that's really what the Boutique is. The Boutique is nothing but a Voca XL. So like a Voca XL series, or like if they do like what Roland did with a um what they call it what was the one that's the collaboration, they call it a signature a boutique or whatever. I forgot what name they put on it, but Corey, I mean they just this is definitely just gadget. I am Mr. Gadget. I love gadget. Like this is money. So I would love to see the second version of all of these vocals. Not to mention what other new vocals that can be made. So yes, the snare would definitely be love to be better. Luke Cage, Sweet Christmas. I went to the school of Juilliard. He got that. He got the school of Juilliard voice. Uh, Luke Cage commented, "The maracas and the tambourine is non-existent on my drum brew." Stop right there. That is unacceptable. I must have one of the earlier ones with a defect. I am going to take it back to the shop to get them to sort it out with Arturia. Other than that, put it through a mixer with the outs, and it's great. Recorded into a DAW track by track to build a loop, and it's great. Tanzabar is very similar features at double the price. I'm feeling on getting the Tanzabar to get another feel and sound to my analog drum machine recordings. That ain't a definite though, as it's not really a priority as the drum brew covers the analog drum machine section. First off, I just love the fact that you have a drum machine section. I love that. I love that kind of talk. I got a drum machine section. So yeah, I do love the idea of you getting the Tanza bar as layering. Um, and if you have a mixer and you already rocking like that, then yes, I think you have basically the setup that I believe is going to be is needed to really make this. See, once you if you just make this, if you marry to it and really make it yours, then I believe like um your money, because at this price point you're not going to find anything like it. And so if you just simply set it up and just marry it to the process, then you're good to go. I'm a type of guy that likes to. I'm like kind of modular. I'm like in put things together, like put different setups and because everything has a different way about it, and it produces a different baby every time, if you will. Like when you put things away and then you create something, what comes out is going to be different just because of what you're using, the tools that you're using. So you craft, different. The outcome becomes different each time, or from time to time. So that's I love the idea that you have a drum section one and then two layering. Yes. So when you yes put them coins away so you can lust, and then one day that package arrives, and then we're happy with the drum section. Moving on to Weef Win, Weef Win. Love the start of this episode. That was the even it was what I'm saying, a little bit of that going on. So I only thing was I didn't the program that I used, that was the shortest that I could make it. I really didn't want it to be that long. I just want it to be just a little bit. I'm like, man, people ain't gonna watch this. They're gonna be thinking, the whole thing is like this. So I'm glad that you were actually able to stay around and enjoy how it, yeah, oh, and came back in. So um, Adam Ski, Adam Ski Jewel, I believe that's pronounced. Adam Ski Jewel commented. The first part reminded me of Max Headroom from the 80s. For the 80s. Max Headroom. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So yes, sir. That's it. Where we at? What time is it? 39 minutes. That's just about how much time it took last time. But this time I know y'all hear me. So smooth, so sweet. Oh, we got any comments going on? We got Luke Cage, you in the house? Yes, sir. Drum section is needed. Variety and the spice of life. Tanza bar is next. That's what I'm talking about, sir. Put it on the list and let's get this cracking, baby. I can't wait till you get your Tanza bar, man. That's what's up. So, this is Gear Chat University, and I know you can hear me now. Yeah. Ooh. A one time. All right, let's play around with this pedal a little bit. Reverse. Gotta get you a pedal, man. Pedals are not for guitars. Oh, wait a minute. See, now the decay got some decay to it. course, you gotta have that analog heat to it. Come on now. What? Louder! Thank you. GCU.